All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachach Wadash for the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders and apostles, that great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the men of the Lord, prophesying, preaching, and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. Barakatham, it's your brother Yerah, coming back at you. And I'll title this, We Told You Not to Trust This Man. All right? Because truth be told, we've been telling you for the longest, this guy is not to be trusted. He's not to be, he's nobody to put your faith into. All right. Now you read this article that I got on the screen here, which I can't really read it, because YouTube, they're flagging words, transcripts, different particular things to try to shut down the truth. And it's all futile because the truth is going to get out there no matter what. All right. But you can read it right there in bold, and that's a prime example of why you can't trust this guy. Why? Because he told you he had the solution. All right. He told you, if you just do what I say, you just trust me, everything's going to be all right. You'll be able to go back to normal. You'll be able to go back to the beach, travel, take vacation, all of these things and more. Above all of that, he promised you would be safe. All right. Now, this isn't safe, what you're reading there. And you can't really go into like the numbers and all the different cases of different particular things or side effects or whatnot. But we all know that all hell's breaking loose, from a medical standpoint. And Esau's got you scared in the news. I had my own mother call me the other day, worried, man. All right. For the first time, she called me worried about all of the bullshit getting fed to people in the news, all the fear mongering. And it's all to get you to take the all right, in your arm. All right. Now, this is a prime example of you doing what he says, and then it still end up killing you, basically. All right. What is it going to take, for the majority of you, Jake? Because I know a lot of you niggas are not. You're never going to repent. As a matter of fact, I take that back, because 2/3 of you niggas are just gone. But, for the rest of the guys out there that are sincere, man, where are y'all at? Because when you turn on the TV and the news, all you see is Jake is either in folly, completely and utterly distracted, or he's trying to hold hands with this devil, trying to reason with him, trying to plead with him, voting on all this nonsense, trying to build a community in this place. And when this whole place was built, it's basically a big prison. It's built and designed to destroy you. Building a community here is foolishness, because it's just going to lead to death. All right. And we told you not to trust this guy. Now look at what's happening. I'm going to get Ecclesiasticus 12, or Sirach 12:10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right. So it might look like a decent, strong piece of metal, but you just give it time, man. Over time, what happens to metal? It develops rust. All right. And what happens eventually, if that rust, if it's not dealt with, it takes over. And that's where we're at right now. You're starting to see that this thing is his wickedness is starting to come over him like an old rusty car, man. All right. Where it's getting ready to cover the whole thing, because we're living in a time where it's getting more and more perilous. It's getting more dangerous. And a lot of you Jakes are just oblivious to it. All right. Anyway, verse 11, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. All right. So in other words, it's going to seem like he's an upstanding guy. He's turned over a new leaf, going back to the 60s and the 70s. You had all of the bullshit rhetoric of free love and civil rights and, love, not war, and feminism, trying to make sure they want to take care of everybody. They want to seem like humanitarians, and they're just so lovable and peaceful. Fast forward all the way today, You got what, Black Lives Matter. You got different movements of particular alphabet groups, I'll just say. But he doesn't give a shit about any of these people, even his own people. All right, what is it all for? For him to get a bag, all right, to make money off of you, while at the same time destroying you and making himself more powerful, more rich. All right. And what is the means to that? So he can undermine the blessing of Jacob, the Israelites. All right. Do war with the Most High, because he's literally going to try to do that. This guy is a psychopath. He's that wicked. He's going to try to do it, knowing full and well now that these UFOs are making themselves a dominant presence in the sky. He's still going to try to do battle, man. So this guy, he's not one to be reasoned with. Okay, this is why we tell you not to trust this guy, whether he be telling you, whether he's giving you medical advice, all right, or financial advice or anything. You got to know who you're dealing with. All right. Verse 12, it says, "Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place." All right. So he's going to pretend to be with you. All right. And then he's going to overthrow you and try to take what you have. Look at music, for instance. All right. Y'all let Esau stand by you with all these record deals and rap and hip hop and all of this stuff. And what did he do? He funded you. He offered you all of this money. Then he owned your music. None of you niggas own your own music or your masters. And then what did he do? He forced you to pivot into this version of hip hop that's just death and destruction. Now all you hear in music nowadays is basically violence and adultery. That's all you hear. All right, and he took your blessing, all right, your gift, which many of us are gifted in music and various parts of the arts. He took that, all right. He basically copyrighted it. He took everything from it and he made all the money off of it. And then you live in a lesser version of it, all right. He's paying a few of you niggas at the top to be niggas, to do dumb shit on television. A lot of you are getting killed, all right. And the rest of you that are falling in line listening to it, your mind is completely destroyed. Your concept of value in this world is boiled down to money and diamonds and big booty bitches, man. That's what Jake sees as valuable. That's the only thing he can see. He doesn't think about wealth, land, getting back what he's owed through labor. Do you see? You see how he stood by you when you had a gift, and then he overthrew you, man. And that's just one example. It says, "He stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith." All right, so there's no way of reasoning with this guy. Gad tried to do it, back in the 16, 17, 1800s. And every time Gad trusted Esau, what happened? He broke the treaty and overran his village, took over his people, took his land. All right. It says, verse 13, "Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any as such come nigh wild beast?" And that's just facts, man. So we're not gonna feel bad for you niggas when y'all get shot down in the streets, when y'all start dropping dead from taking his medical advice. All right. You got people, women, no control over their nerves, twitching with Parkinson's. All right. And little do you know, he's got the federal law on the books where this guy cannot be sued for any damages. Even if it causes death, he cannot be sued. All right. Now, why did he set that law up? Think about that. Why did he set the law up where he can't be sued for something that he said was supposed to help you? 90+ % chance of safety. Ridiculous, man. Verse 15, "For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry." All right. So what is he going to say to this family here, that you're reading right here in this article? Nothing. He's got nothing to say. All right. And y'all should be pissed off, man. Look at this. Brother sent this out earlier. Kansas City will have a face covering mandate. Here's when it starts and how it applies to you. Now, all of you that went and took his advice to get the what in the arm, y'all should be pissed the hell off, man, because y'all risk y'all safety, y'all life, y'all health, y'all livelihood. All right. He told you if you just wear this over your face, you just take this, everything's going to go back to normal. You ain't got a social distance. You ain't got to worry about this or that. And look, he's like, uh-oh, I know what I said, but look, there's a new version now. So, if you for your safety, you got to do this. When the whole while, man, this guy he's robbing you, okay? He's robbing you blind. Look, verse 16, Sirach 12 and 16, it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. All right, so he's trying to tell you this is for your safety, all this and that, blah, blah, blah. But what is his real agenda? He's not giving these whatchamacallits out for free, man. He's making billions upon billions of dollars. All right. Let's read a little bit more. It says he will weep with his eyes. So he's gonna try to sell it. He's gonna pretend to cry, be upset. It says, but if he find an opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Now, who does that sound like, man? He will not be satisfied with blood. Even with blood, man. All right. That's him. And when you read just Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. That's him, the wicked. All right. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. That's him. Because he's not just going to be satisfied. First, he's robbing you blind. Why? Because last year he had y'all utterly distracted. All right. From you trusting in him yet again. That nigga George Floyd died. And y'all went out in the streets and rioted. Caused $2 billion worth of damage in every city. And what did Esau do? He had an insurance policy. He made a bag off the insurance. Got all of his shit fixed. And meanwhile, you were distracted while the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the world was taking place. Of all the money, of all the US dollars in circulation throughout history, half of it was printed just last year. In 1 year alone, they printed half of all dollars in circulation for the entire history of the dollar. And where do you think all that money went, man? Meanwhile, there is no middle class. More people fell into the poverty line. All these small businesses shut down. 2/3 of small businesses got shut down. And look on the flip side, you got companies like Amazon, Facebook, Google, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft. All right. They all had huge record gains. If you invested money into any of those stocks, man, you be paid right now. He completely robbed, but was he satisfied with that? No. He's got to re-up. Look. He said that wasn't enough to rob you that much in 2020. Look, Kansas City will have a mandate. Here's when it starts and applies to you. So he's going to shut this thing down again, man. It's coming again. When the scriptures say he can't be satisfied, he can't be satisfied, man. The scriptures are on point. Let me read Sirach 12 and 16 again. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he findeth an opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. All right. Now this says with blood. He wasn't satisfied with the money. You think he's going to be satisfied with the next step? All right. So he's robbed you blind. The next step is going to be blood. And even when he draws blood, he's not going to be satisfied with that. We got to get the hell out of here, man. And all you guys that are still trusting in this place, man, you need to ask yourself a question: is the Most High dealing with me? You know, for those you bros that are sincere, if you still on the fence about this thing, you need to pray, man, because there's about to be a major separation of what's going on, a major separation between the elect and just the rest of Israel, and then the rest of you heathen. Okay. Let me go back to Habakkuk 2 real quick. It says, shall not all these people take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him? I'm speaking on Habakkuk 2 and 6, Salakia. Shall not all these people take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And we know that word clay goes into the word abayit, which means debt. Because everybody knows now, man. All right? Other people are saying that. Other Edomite nations are saying that. All right? The heathen. Everybody can see that this is a bag. When they saw all that money get robbed from the middle class last year, they all know now. Esau's been made bare, according to the scriptures, that he can't even hide it anymore. Now all he can do is distract you, you know, with protests. George Floyd this, you know, a Mayweather fight against some Edomite looking nigga. All right. Bread and circus. All he can do now is distract you because he's been made bare, completely bare, man. That's written. Let me get it. Jeremiah 49 and 10, it says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. All right. So everybody knows the cat's out of the bag. See, but it's to the point now, y'all are so docile and so dumbed down, y'all don't do anything about it. All right. Everybody knows how wicked he is now. They can see the shit he's doing overseas in the Middle East and bombing people and undermining governments, setting up coups, manipulating currencies, sanctioning people. All right. Printing money and not giving it to anybody but the very elite class. Everybody can see it plain as day now, man. The internet's covering it. A lot of alternative news is covering it. These different Edomites are exposing you. So really, it's just a matter of him. How well can he distract you? And he's doing a very good job at it. And before you know it, that MOTB is going to be here, because if he can convince you of this, of this so-called medical advice, that's you basically bowing down to the image. Once he has your mind bound to the image, when the MOTB comes, you're going to take that, man. If you're not rooted in this thing, when this separation comes, this great sifting, all right, you're going to die a horrible death, all right, and rightfully so. Let me go back to Sirach 12. It says, if adversity, verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help, yet shall he undermine thee. All right. So he's always going to be there when something's going wrong. He's going to be there to offer you help. And why is he going to be the first one there? Because he's the one that caused the shit. All right. And there's plenty of examples of this, like Flint, Michigan. The water crisis. Oh, you got poison in your water. He's like, why don't you trust me? Trust the government. We'll come in. You know, you vote me in the office, and we'll do this, and that. All right. Meanwhile, the whole time, the people in government are in cahoots. They're buddy with the niggas in the private sector that caused the water to be poisoned to begin with. And before you know it, 10 years have passed by. You paid him 10 years in taxes, gave him all your energy. And you're still destroyed. Edomites are moving out. And it just and when the Edomites move out, your property value is wrecked. All right. And all the time, he was the cause of your misery to begin with. You see how you can never trust this guy, man? You can never trust anything that he says. You can't go along with his program. All right. It says, verse 18, and I'll close on this. It says, he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. In other words, he's going to try to sell it, man. He's going to try to win an Oscar for how he's acting. He's going to cry. He's going to do sympathy, you know, appear to have sympathy. He's going to offer you this and that. And that's also written. You read Job, it says his children shall seek to please the poor. All right, but really it's not in him to do that. As the 17th verse said, yet shall he undermine thee. All right, so he's going to seem like he's going to want to help, but it's not in him to do it. As a matter of fact, that's in Habakkuk. I'm going to go back to it. That's the spirit, because I was there. When you read up, just the verse above where I started, verse 4, Habakkuk 2 and 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So the spirit in him is just not upright. It doesn't matter how he sounds in the news and he tries to sell you this and that. And this guy can't be reasoned with, man, you know. And it's time for you Jakes to wake up, man, because a lot of what's getting ready to happen, if you don't wake up, you're gonna be destroyed, because the men of the Lord, we've been telling you, we told you not to trust this guy, man. And now look, the mirth that you thought that you were gonna get is getting ready to be taken right back from you. All right, and he's slapping you around, showing you who's in charge, and he can take and give whenever he wants to. All right. So that's basically it on that, man. I wanted to bring that out. You know, it's on my spirit. I did this video once and then the audio got messed up, so I had to do it again. But hey, it is what it is, man. You know, your brothers got to stay rooted in this thing, man. You know, keep pushing, you know, keep watching, because signs like this, man, it's all over the place, man. The Most High is showing us, man, you know, through signs and miracles. Brothers and sisters are having visions, their chariots. All right, you know, so I'll end it off on that. So with that, hopefully y'all brothers were edified. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rachak Wadash, Wa Abba Babal, Shalom.